So guys, in this video we will be doing the black box penetration testing 3. So the test 2 was in the maintenance, so we cannot switch on that. So that's why in the main time we will do the test 3, and we have got the IP range 172.16.37.0/24. That means 255 hosts. Upon connecting to the VPN, I got this IP address 10.13.37.10. So this is my IP address, and I have already done the Nmap scan on this entire range. So we have got the 1, 220, 234. So 1 is generally the router, so 220 and 234. And I also perform the Nmap scan on individual hosts 220 and 234. So upon 220 we have one service open, that is port 80, and another one is filtered port. So let's copy this IP address and let's go to this one. So you can see nothing, so that means something may be hidden in the comments. So this is the result of the IF config. So you can see this is an ENS 192, ENS 224. So this is local host address. Okay, you can see there are two adapters. One is this one 220. So one is 220. Okay, that's fine. So another one is 50.222. Okay, let's what we can do is we can copy this and let's try for ping, whether we can ping it or not. Okay, we cannot ping to this, so it has some local adapter which is connected to this 50 address, and the subnet mask is 24. That means we cannot ping to this network. Okay, that's fine. You can save these details, and I have saved in this cherry tree. So it has a adapter 50-222. Okay, that's fine. Now coming to the second host, that is 234. And if you perform the Nmap scan, so I have already done the GoBuster scan, and on this 234 previously we have got the two ports open, and that is 40121 and 40180. So on the 40121 we have the FTP service. I checked the Metasploit for any exploits 1.310 but did not work. Okay, and 40180. So let's go to that colon 40180. This is the Apache default page. So I ran the GoBuster scan on this using the small text, and you can see there is a folder called XYZ. So let's go to that directory XYZ, and you can see this is also output of the IF config. So this is 234 is our IP address, and you can see here there must be another adapter. So you can see 50.224. So both these machines 220 and 234 have second adapters, and those can be connected to each other. You can see the same network 50.224, and this one is 50.222. So that means there may be another services running on this, or maybe there is another more network on this 50.subnet. So that's why we need to at least compromise one machine to gain access to the other machines. So there is a FTP service running on. So what we can do is we can say FTP, paste the IP address, and you can see the port number is 40121 40121 and hit enter. So we have been connected, and it is asking for please use FTP user to login. So let's use FTP user, and the password also FTP user. So let's say dir, and there is a HTML folder. So this is where we can upload our reverse shell and dir. So I have already uploaded this image.php, so you can grab from the pentest monkey. So let me listen on this port 1234 and hit enter. Okay, let's what we can do is we can go to this and say image.php and hit enter. Now you can see we got the shell. let's say which Python. Okay, Python is installed. So we are importing into TTY shell and press Ctrl Z and then type stty raw echo and then type fg to foreground the background process, that is our shell. Now we got the normal shell. cd home, and now let's do some listing, and you can see there is a ftp user. Okay, that means we can log in into this ftp user because we already have the credentials ftp user and ftp user. So we can say switch user ftp user. So password, type in the password. Okay, you can see who am I think this ftp user is a root user. So ftp user is a root user. So okay, that's fine. We have got this machine. cd root ls minus -l. Always use this a to find any hidden directories. So maybe we did not have flag here. Okay, that's fine. So now you can type the ifconfig command. So if you type the ifconfig, now we have got the two adapters, that is normal 234 and this is 50.224. Let's copy this. Let's try for which nmap. Let's see if there is a nmap installed or not. If otherwise, we could go for ping sweep. So luckily nmap has been installed on this computer. So otherwise we can just scan for using normal ping sweep using the batch commands. You can do that. Alright, now we can paste the IP address. It's 24 and hit enter. So we already know that there is another 224 machine, right? I mean 222 machine and 224 machine. So let's scan for any other host. So there are only two servers, 222 and 224. Okay. Let's also do the port scanning. So this is 224. Let's scan for 222. So you can see there is a SSH port open and port 80 open. So a SSH server and the web server. So this is my Kali Linux, Ubuntu box. Now what I want to do is I want to do the port forwarding. Okay, let's we don't know the credentials of the SSH, so that's why we cannot do the SSH tunneling in this case. So that's why I'm going to use the Metasploit, and at the end of this video I will show you the SSH tunneling. Okay, now what we need to do is let's exit this and instead of normal shell let's use the Metasploiter shell. So this is the command I'm using. I have already typed previously. So this will create the Metasploiter shell. So temp.php Metasploiter shell, I'll host and I'll port. Okay, Now we need to upload this into the FTP server. FTP user and FTP user. Let's say dir cd html. Let's say dir. I have already put this temp.php. You can use the put space temp.php. Okay, for now let's use exploit multi handler. So we need to set the payload, that is php meterpreter reverse underscore tcp. Let's copy this, set payload and hit enter. Now we can show the options. We can set the L host as tab 0, so that will automatically set to our IP address. Now we need to run this, and instead of this image.php, let's copy. We can say temp.php and hit enter. So you can see we are getting the session. So okay, now we have access similar to this shell. So now what we can do is we can pivot into this machine. So for that we need to run a command called auto route -h. So this will add the route, so that we can normally use our Metasploit modules, and it will scan directly this host, that is 222. Let's copy, and we need to add the subnet and the net mask. Yes, and paste this and /24. You can also give the cider notation and hit enter. So successfully added our route. So to check that, background this session and say route print. So we have route to entire subnet using this session 1. So now what we need to do is we can use the scanner modules to scan the ports. So we have already known that SSH port is open and the port 80 is open. So we can use search for So you can use the TCP port scan and set the options, and you can run that. So okay, after running that you will get the result that 22 and 80 are open. Now we can use the SSH underscore login. So show options. So this is I don't know, for unknown reason this module did not even run at all. So the username is the root and the password is root. So this module did not run at all. So that's why I saw the write up and I have came to know that this is the root and the password. So let's run this, and it did not respond at all. Okay, that's I don't know the error. So now coming back to here, so we can SSH into this machine using the credentials root @IP. So root. So okay, now you can go to the root. So you can see this is the flag.txt. So you can use the contents. So I will show you SSH tunneling, how to work around this exit. So we are in the previous box if config. So we are on the 224 box. So we can say SSH. We need to forward the local, let's say 5555 and colon 127.0.0.1. So I will explain this, just a minute. 0.1 colon 22 at the rate this IP address. So whatever the traffic, okay, so on this box, whatever the traffic that is coming at 5555 port will be redirected to this box internal IP address, and the port is 22. Okay, so let's first check the web server. So it will be easy to check. Port 80 and hit enter. Oh, I'm sorry, I did not add the root, and hit enter now. Now type the password. So okay, now we have successfully added our this box 5555 port. So upon here, uh, sorry, what is this? So this box IP address is 224, right? So if I go on to this 224, copy this and paste here, and now colon 5555. So if you hit enter, the traffic will go into this 555 port, and it will be tunneled into this box port 80, and now hit enter. Sorry, 5555, right? Or we can try this IP address. Okay, that's fine. Sorry, my bad. So let's paste this and 5555 and hit enter. Should work. Okay, why this is not working? To the local 80 address. So whatever coming to this 5555, it should be forwarded to 80. Okay, let's run it again. Okay, let's exit and try for port 22. Now let's say SSH root at the rate IP address, and the port number is 5555. So connection refused. Guys, I don't know what the problem is, but it should work. You give it a try. So we basically forwarding the local port to this SSH port. So it worked previously. Okay, so anyway, once you give it a try, I did not get this using this normal SSH port forwarding. So this is not really the pivoting. So pivoting means this box should also have the SSH port opening. So this 234 box did not have SSH port open, so that's why we cannot pivot into the next machine. So we can use this Metasploit scanner to scan this and use the SSH cracking.